Howdy, this is Dawnita from Prairie. Check out my group in the description and entertainment. Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been hard for me. It's quiet in the house right now, believe it or not. I don't know how long that will last. And I need to get a video out. So we're going to do this. I am not sure what all we're going to talk about, but I'm going to start with timeline. I'm going to start with timeline. I've got this timeline spreadsheet, like y'all know, and I probably need to update the copy, but I need to update this because we don't have in here. I've got Roman Empire, nothing specific here, okay, as far as the dates are concerned, and I need to fix that. Kind of went into okay, the Google AI, which just takes all the information that Google accesses, from websites and stuff. And it it gives you the information. So whenever you ask a question, Roman year began, the Romans linked each year to the founding of the city of Rome, which is traditionally dated to 350 or 753 BC. Okay, so founding of Rome here on Wikipedia, 753 BC, April 21st, which is interesting. And the Roman year began in March, just like the Hebrew year, okay, began March, April. Okay, so I think that's very interesting. So I've got my timeline here and I need to update it, right? Because Rome was founded in 753 BC. So the thing is, Rome being founded at this time, that marker. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Rome being founded 753 BC. That looks awful. I'm going to change that. Come here, come here, come here. You should have a better one. Ultra. Oh, there we go. Ultra. Oh, that's better. Rome being founded here, that's when their calendar began. So instead of saying like ADBC, it was ARBR, something like that, before Rome and after Rome was founded, right? By Romulus and Remus or whatever. So I think this is important. And then if you guys watched the video that Understanding Conspiracy posted with the historian talking about how we've got a gap in time between like here and here about, I don't know why Constantine. He's saying in that video that the boats, no, he's even saying it was before that. He's going all the way back to like 70 AD. Okay. So from like the siege of Jerusalem, he's going all the way back here. So, and he's saying that the ships from 70 AD, Roman ships from 70 AD, all the way to about this time period, are the same ships that the um that the Vikings were using. Okay, so if we Roman ship boat, boat 70 AD. Let's look at that. Grab some images here. Okay. Viking bot. Viking longboats. Okay, he's sitting here saying same boat. Okay, same boats. Looks like it to me, right? Okay, and then we have Roman coins from about 70 AD. And Viking coins 700 AD. Images. Okay, see what they've got. And see what we've got here. All right, there was specifically, he was saying that some of the Roman coins actually had the ships on them. Got some of this stuff here. This is, yep, 66 to 70, 80. And then what do we have here? Very similar stuff going on. Very similar. Okay. Very similar. That's a ship. But he was bringing it up. And here, okay, that's Viking. Oh, here's the ships. Here's the ships. And then I guess I'm not seeing the ones that have ships on them from the Romans. But still, I mean, they look very similar to me. Okay. I mean, you've got the ones with dudes with, you know, leaves in their hair and stuff. But some of the ones look very, very, very similar. All right. So anyway, and you just, I mean, if you look at the ships, you've got square sails, you've got the rowers on the side, you've got just a very, very similar look. Okay. Now this guy that understanding conspiracy was sharing the video of his lecture was saying he wasn't tying in the Tuatadanan, right? And so if you've been following along in the community, the Vikings are the tribe of Dan, and very likely could have been, you know, part Roman, Romanized tribe of Dan. So anyway, and let's see if I remember right, tribe of Dan. Let's see, some scales. I thought they had a ship on their banner, a snake, scales. I thought they had a ship on their banner. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe not. Symbol. Ship. maybe that one. Bring it up. Hebrew nations, the trial of Dan. That's interesting. These people have got Dan and Denmark, Viking, yeah, because that's who the Danes believe they are from, Denmark. Here we've got a tribe of Dan, Etsy thing, okay. That's got Zebulun as the ship faring, the water faring people. So that's interesting. Oh, there's a book, Dan and the Sea People. So anyway, this has been common knowledge for quite a while, but this is probably what it is. So anyway, I thought I need to correct this because this guy is saying there's 700 years difference in here between 70 AD and 700 whatever AD. And there really shouldn't be because the architecture is the same between the two places. And to say that somebody 700 years later was going to be building the exact same architecture is kind of ridiculous. Or using the exact same boat scenario or using the exact same coinage type, just copying the exact same thing doesn't make sense. So I think that's very interesting because we've been talking about where are we here? So in the date from the birth of creation, if we go all the way back from creation and we say Adam being created on day 6 and we go all the way through, I did the math, and it's here for you guys to do. I've got, there's some question in here because in the Bible, it kind of quits about here and giving you how many years, okay? Whenever Cyrus, the Medes and the Persians are here, and Esther, Daniel, Ezra, Nehemiah, in this time period, we kind of lose exact dating system, okay? And then we have the Greek Empire, we have the Maccabees going on here, and then we have the Roman Empire before Yeshua comes, right? So it's going to be around 4,000 years there. And then if we're including another 2,000 years since he came, then the quote unquote Jewish year, I mean, and that's on my phone. My phone pulls up and it says today is the 16th of Kislev, 5785 is what my phone says. And today's Tuesday, December 17th. Okay. 2024. So that's what the Hebrews are saying, or the Jews, or whatever you want to say, are saying it is. And I'm sitting here, we're missing something. Okay. Just pull out the calculator here. So 6,300, which is, if we're going about 4,000 to now, minus 578. So we've got 500 years there, right? So, and even, let's see, if we do 2024 plus, oops, 4,000 equals 6,024 minus 5784 is 240 years off. So we're off one way or another. We're off, right? And then he's sitting here saying that there's 700 years that have been inserted in here, is what he's saying. In between here and here, there is a 7,000 year. 700 Yes, 700 year. Sorry. Thank you, dear. 700-year thing going on here, but we don't know what was going on, right? And architecture and everything basically stayed the same, I guess, in this time period. And then you start getting a big change. And then you've got the whole Dark Ages thing that we're having issues with. And you've even got Wikipedia giving you first millennium, second millennium. But you've got this. And then you have, if you go back to the Roman Empire, kind of where we get our calendar, right? They didn't start it the same place the Catholics supposedly started it. The Romans actually started it 750 years before Yeshua was born. So that could help account. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just the whole thing is very confusing. As far as like quote unquote Tatarian architecture, I and if you guys have been watching me for very long at all, I think we've got a couple of different things. We've got Sumerian, Akkadian architecture after we've got pre-flood, right? The antediluvian monolithic architecture before the flood. And then we have the Sumerian Akkadian architecture uh, around the time of the Tower of Babel. And then we have the Egyptian Empire after that. And then we have the Canaanite, Phoenician Empire stuff and people spreading out right after the flood. And we have that type of architecture. And then we have King Solomon's reign, and people are, building things, right? So we've got that happening. And then we have,
We missed Babylon.
well, I'm trying to find it. David, where'd Babylon go? Syrian took Sumerian, carried Israel away. Babylon, there it is. Okay, so then we have the Babylonian Empire, and I would call that the step pyramids to me. And I believe this was a worldwide empire. Why not? Okay, we see step pyramids all over the world. So when we think Babylonians, we think step pyramids, we think arches, the big arches. When you think of Babylon and what came out of their Iraq type ancient architecture, we're thinking that it is all over the world. So I do believe it was a worldwide empire. Okay. And then we have the Medes and the Persians. And this is from Daniel's dream or Nebuchadnezzar's dream that Daniel translated. Thank you. Words. And we have the Medes and the Persians. Now think Persian Empire. You're thinking the domed buildings with like the onion top thing. And you've got those definitely in like Russia. I mean, they're all over the world, but where do we see them the most? We see them in Russia and Persia and places like that with the immaculate domes and
India.
the yeah, India has even more than that because India's got so much pre-flood stuff that is just carved out of bedrock. Um, and then after that, you have the Greeks, which you start getting the columns and stuff. Again, it's all over the world. And then you have the Roman Empire. Again, it's all over the world. Now, there's some of the stuff that is like megalithic, and I do believe the Greeks and the Romans were trying to copy some of the megalithic stuff that they had that was probably pre-flood. Okay. And probably all of these were because there were cities pre-flood, so and all over the place. So I do believe that people can copy styles and stuff. But if you think about it today, when somebody's trying to copy a Victorian style building or house, what does it actually look like compared to old Victorian style houses? It's different. It is completely different, especially on the inside. I mean, there's just no, they don't reproduce that kind of stuff today, right? So, and it doesn't last as long. I mean, pre-flood stuff is still with us today. And the older stuff is, the better it's built. We're not getting better, we're getting worse. So, if you understand that all of these empires were worldwide over the whole planet, then it's easier to understand. And then you have the Byzantine Empire. Yes, it was something. And then you have the Ottoman Empire, but how long were they actually, right? How long were they actually? What was actually happening in these time periods? And as far as like whenever you're talking the Victorian era and the quote unquote British Empire, I think that was just a worldwide re-education project that they succeeded very well in. Let's just admit. So, anyway, and talking about megalithic structures, ran across this. Let's see. Ran across this on Facebook. Amazing Beautiful Nature page on Facebook, and talking about these colossal rocks in China. And I go to look them up, and these are like bigger than Baalbek. Okay, we've talked about the Baalbek rocks, but these are like huge. So I pulled the Wikipedia page up, and of course, I'm not too interested in what they think the history is, but this is over on this side of China, way over here. And I'm assuming this is something pre-flood that didn't get finished. They're talking unfinished. Either that or maybe it was finished and it was messed up during the flood or something. I mean, we don't know, right? But this is the area. And it's kind of hard to, I mean, here's quarried stone there. And you can tell that's further away how big this has got to be, right? And here's one of the big pieces of stone, and here is the marks of how they're quarrying this huge stone. And then here's one of them. Oops. And they've got some, don't know if you guys can see that, some bars or something there. It's really weird. But I mean, look at the way this has been cut. This would be amazing to see in person. And kind of hollowed out here. And then this, definitely 90-degree angles. And then there's another. And that's some kind of a walkway or something that they've got going around it. Let's get up here close. I mean, that's pretty amazing. I bet one of these pictures has a person next to one of them. That is interesting. I don't know what's going on there. That kind of looks like a waffle rock situation there. I don't know if it is or just something that they did. Yeah, there's a person up against. So that's how big that one is. And what happened there? What's this all about this really dark area. John Levi, one of his things recently, he was talking about the different colors in the stone, and he was like, the darker color he thought was how the stone originally was kind of how he was. But to me, that looks a lot more melted than some of this other, but you can almost see like there's blockage going on here. Who knows what this actually was? And of course, if we read the narrative, and I haven't, you guys can go read the Wikipedia page if you want to. They're always saying, you know, they it was going to either be a place of burial or a place of worship. And here's another one. That's the one that guy was beside. Here's some people down here next to this. So, I mean, this compared to the stone at Ballback, I guess I should pull that up. Yeah, here is image in the new tab. Here's the one at Ballback, okay? And we consider that pretty big. And there's a person, and here's this one. This is honking huge, guys. That is honking huge. Compared to Ballback, to me, there's no comparison here. This is way beyond that. That is honking huge. So, I mean, that's amazing. I should use this for my thumbnail, shouldn't I? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Anyway, I think that's really interesting. Did you have something to add, dearest?
No, I'm not really supposed to, but I do.
You're welcome to.
There's just a few things that's got me curious about all that is what in the world would spur people to make stuff that big? Our egos normally aren't like egos are very easily
Well, if people before the
And-
flood were bigger,
No,
and if there were,
no.
I mean,
know.
titans and giants.
but
The
in like
wind
the
and the
normal
rain.
in the normal
Oh, in the
narrative,
normal narrative.
like why what would spur people
Well,
something
they
that
think
big?
the
Like,
Huachi dynasty,
uh,
they thought they were pretty snazzy. I mean, they got the Great Wall of China, so you
Um,
know, they
but-
must have thought they were snazzy, but
But yeah, it's like some of those like base stones of like the pyramids of Giza. We
mhm.
still don't know how big those.
Oh, I mean, the base
They're
stones
huge.
of the
I'm saying,
Parthenon are
like-
huge.
I'm thinking, like, first of all, how much terraforming did someone do to get that?
To get that going,
Who
I don't
destroyed a
know.
mountain?
I think they had
Where's the big hole?
they had
in the ground?
magic, and they went. "Woo." That's what the alien people think. They were levitating. All they had to do was sing it into place.
And then they turned it into marshmallow.
Yes. I have to admit, the ones at Cusco, they look like marshmallows. I hope you guys can hear her input.
I don't know if you can. But that always boggled me. It's like, what would spur people to make something that big? Just like we're fake deity and stuff, and
Who knows?
why?
Absolutely, who knows?
Oh, your poor computer, all those tabs.
I know, I've got lots of tabs open.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Before I go, because I'm gonna be in trouble for not sharing this. I've got, if you're not in the group, and sorry fellas, but this is ladies only. Come join the group for the new truther who has just put on their tin hat and understands the need to get prepared and start living more sustainably, to the tin hat baby who just realized the parents aren't actually crazy, but we're right. If you feel isolated, disconnected, unprepared, if the world's causing you anxiety or whatever, this is what this group is for. It is connection with like-minded individuals, a biblical perspective on current events, and sensible prepping options to help you live more sustainably. So anyway, I will leave this link in the, and most of my links lead here at some point. So push a link and make sure to subscribe and like and share and all that, kind of good stuff. So let's see. I think that's it. I just wanted to make a short video, kind of dive into a little bit of that, see what you guys thought. I've got a list growing. I need to find it. Of topics that y'all have been suggesting. So if you have some topics and things you'd like me to do deep dives into, let me know. And I'm going to start trying to, get a fire under me and get more videos out and get some more deep diving done. Okay. So pray for me as we're working on this. Definitely keep praying for the people in South Carolina and over in that area who were, devastated by the flooding after the hurricane. They're having a really hard time now that winter is hitting, and they have had more rain and there's been more flooding, and there's some rough stuff going on. So some people are in tents. The Amish went and helped build, shed houses for some of them. And I mean, people have been trying to help and stuff. And I know there's several different people online that are trying to help and send aid and things. A lot of people are running into some real issues in the process, limits on like how many propane tanks you can take, and just some stuff that is kind of ridiculous. But those people need a lot of prayer. And if you can help, please do help them. But definitely pray for them. And if you have a prayer request, please leave it in the comments. I do pray for y'all. And that is another thing that the community does. We pray for each other. So if you need that support, then please join. Please reach out. So, okay, I'm gonna let y'all go and we will see y'all later.